Oh, no, no, Hey guys, it's Valerie, and today's video is going to be a more serious sit-down talking video, if you couldn't already tell by the title. Yeah, but before I get started, I want to say that this video is partnered with BetterHelp, which is an amazing website, which I will get into later. But to get into the topic of this video, if you didn't know, today, October 10th, is World Mental Health Day. In this video, I'm mostly going to be talking about depression because I personally have a lot of background with the topic. So if anything in this video may trigger you, or if anything regarding depression may trigger you, I suggest you click away. If you're new, I mostly post happy videos on my channel, but sometimes when I feel the need to sit down and talk about something, I do, because I take these kind of things very seriously and I want to bring awareness to the topic. So yeah, to get into my story of depression, I personally have only been really deep into depression once, and it's really scary. It's a really scary feeling. If you didn't know, I lost my mom 2 years ago when I was 17, and that really messed my life up for me for about a year, is when it was really, really bad. Obviously when you lose your mother, it's never going to be the same. You know, there's just some things that you need your mom for. But besides that, during that time when that happened, I was already really super stressed out, dealing with a lot of personal problems, dealing with school, not feeling like I was good enough, a bunch of stuff I was already dealing with, and I had so much anxiety and was so stressed out all the time and wasn't really myself. Kind of starting to get on that bridge of depression, but not quite there yet, if that makes any sense. But then when my mom passed, that was really what triggered everything. When my mom passed away, that was the breaking point for me. That was when everything started going downhill. That's when everything in my life started changing. I don't really want to get deep into it because that whole side of my family is just really kind of messed up and will never be the same as it was when my mom was alive. There are people that I used to talk to every single day that I was so close with that I rarely ever talk to anymore. And it breaks my heart, but that one event, that one person passing away, just trickled into all of these other things happening, and it made my life hell. I did not know how to live my life. I did not know who I was without my mother. My mom was that one person that I always had, the one person that I could relate to the most, and that we were almost the same person. So whenever I had a problem and I would ask other people for help, they wouldn't really know what to say. Like, they didn't really know the right thing to say, because I'm a very sensitive person and I take things probably a little bit more seriously than I should. But I'm just a very sensitive and emotional person, and so was my mom. So she really understood where I was coming from, and I could always go to her and she would always help me more than like other people could. Not in a mean way, like that sounds mean, like, oh, no one else can help me but my mom, like, you all suck. That's not what I mean. She just really understood me more than anyone else in my life when it comes to how I view things and like my point of view on life in general. We were really identical in that realm of things. So that really made my life hell, and that was when I started having suicidal thoughts. And I've never talked about this on my channel, and I've rarely even talked to people about this in real life, but I have been in that state of mind before, and it's very scary. Personally, for me, it was like fighting with myself in my head. There was like part of me that was like, you just lost your mom, you also just lost another half of your family because no one talks to you anymore, like no one cares now that your mom's dead. Like, half of those people that you used to be so close with have just left you. Like, what's the point of living? You only have this many people left. No one's gonna care if you go too. They're probably used to it by now. All of this stuff on one side of my head, and then the other side would be like, no, like, what do you mean there's no point of living? Like, you want to do this, and you want to finish this, and you want to go to school for this, and you have this many friends, and you have your dad and your siblings and blah blah blah. It was like literally fighting with myself in my head. And this half was terrifying. I don't want to get too deep into it, but the things that I started thinking to myself, the way that I started viewing life and the meaning of life and the people in my life and myself was horrible. It was terrifying, honestly. I started to get scared of myself because it wasn't me. Like, that person wasn't me. And if you've been depressed before and you've gotten to the break of having suicidal thoughts, then you know what that's like, to literally be like scared of yourself, because half of you wants you to die and then there's a part of you that's kind of trying to fight that other half away, if that makes any sense. It's so confusing. I don't know if it's just like that for me or if it's been like that for everyone else. I really don't know. But for me, it was literally like having an argument with myself in my head, and it was terrifying. It was very scary. But then I started talking to more people about it. I had a friend who lost her dad, and I reached out to her and I was like, hey, like, I just lost my mom. What did you do to get through this? And I started talking to people, and that was really helped me. That honestly really did help me. And I am a very emotional person, but the way that I deal with things, I've been through a lot in my life. I've seen and heard and been through things that some of my age should not have heard or seen or gone through. But what I do that makes everything harder for me is I bottle things in and I don't talk to anyone until I break. I hide all my emotions, I distract myself, I tell everyone, no, I'm fine, I'm good, like, what's up? But really, I'm lying. And then eventually that all starts bottling up, and since I'm holding it in for so long and not talking to anyone about it, I just break. I have done that several times with my mom passing away. I still honestly do it to this day. I'm not gonna lie, it's not something that you can just get over. Even in 2 years, it's never gonna be something that you can just get over. Someone passing away leaves a permanent effect in your life, and that's exactly what happened. It really messes with your head, especially when things like graduation come along. I graduated high school last year, May of 2016, and I cried. I hated it. I was so happy to get out of there, but I hated it because I knew that my mom was supposed to be there, and I was so jealous of my older sister because my mom went there, but my mom couldn't come to mine because she was gone. And thinking about like how she's not gonna ever have grandkids and how she's not ever gonna see me get married, like that shit really hits you hard. And that's the kind of those are the kind of thoughts that really got me deep into depression, and also all the other things that were already going on in my life started piling up. And that was when I was just like, you know what? I can't handle this anymore. I'm done. I don't want to live anymore. And that right there is when you need to sit back before you do anything and talk to someone. And that is why today I have partnered with BetterHelp, because they are an online, basically like, therapy service where you can talk to a counselor online. And these are licensed therapists. They know what they're doing, they know what they're talking about, and you of course have to pay for it, but it's very, very cheap compared to in-person therapy. I have gone to therapy in person many times, whether that be against my will or choosing to go, but I have been so many times, and my little sister is actually currently in it, and it is so expensive. It's like over $100 per session, and I'm pretty sure BetterHelp is only $30, and you can text this person. They're there for you no matter what, and there are people who specialize in like certain things. So say you're scared of someone judging you by your religion, you can find someone who either has the same religion as you or doesn't care what religion other people have, so that you feel safe and you don't feel judged. And that is why I love this website. And I have a friend who actually used this website, and I believe she talked to her therapist like 2 or 3 times, and she really helped her. She really made her open her mind and open her heart and to view things differently. And I have definitely noticed a change in how that person has helped her. I definitely noticed a difference. And when I looked at my email and I saw that I got an email from BetterHelp asking me to partner with them, it really touched me, because 1, I've heard of them before, it's a trusting website. 2, my friend has used it and they helped her, and I think that's really cool. And 3, this is something that means a lot to me, and I think this is a really good time for me to come out and use my platform. Not really that much of a platform, but what I have, I want to use what I have to bring awareness to things like this, because depression is not a joke. It is not a joke. I have lost 2 people in my family already due to depression. I just lost my uncle in July of this year due to depression and due to suicide. And that is something I haven't talked about yet on any of my platforms, because I personally didn't feel like I was ready to, and it's not my story to tell. But I do think that if I have an opportunity to use that story to help other people who are going through the same thing or have been through the same thing and are scared of going back into it, like anyone, or even just anyone who isn't depressed and wants to be more educated on the topic, I want to bring awareness to this topic because it is so important. It is not a joke. My uncle, if you knew him in person, he seemed like the literal happiest person on earth. His Instagram posts, all the videos I saw, hearing him on FaceTime, talking to him, like he literally seemed like he has been the happiest that he's been in a while. Like he looked like he was very genuinely happy where he was in his life. And when I heard that he passed due to suicide, I literally thought it was a joke. I was like, ha ha ha, that's not true. That's just the media trying to say something and trying to get people to read their articles. Like, that's really uncool, but that's not true, so like chill. And so I sent a screenshot of it to my dad and literally said, haha, what the heck. And I was on my lunch break at work. And he texts me and says, please call me. And then he calls me and tells me that, and I literally am on the parking lot floor crying my eyes out. Left work, went straight home, hugged everyone. And all of us, none of us saw this coming. I'm really trying not to cry. Anyway, as I was saying, pretty much no one saw this coming because he seemed like he was very, very, very happy, at least to me and the majority of my family. We had no idea this was going to happen. No clue. Obviously, otherwise we would have gotten him help. But depression is not a joke. It's not something to laugh about. It's not something to joke about. And I just wanted to sit here and tell you a little bit of my past with depression and how I got through it. And I actually did write down a few things, a few notes of things that I have done to help me get through depression. And one of those things is writing. I personally do have a journal and I like to write in it. I honestly, most of the time, I literally just write the most pointless stuff, like what I did today. Like, even if it's not about my feelings, I'll just write like, oh, I did this and I did this and I had fun. Good night. Like, it doesn't matter. Writing anything in general really does help me, and it helps me distract myself for a little bit and let some feelings out if I need to, and that it really does help. And if you don't have a diary, I really recommend you at least trying it for about a week or so and see if you like it and see if it helps you at all. I think it's a really good tactic to use. Another thing, I don't have it with me, do I? I don't have it. Another thing that I use is a coloring book. I have an adult coloring book. It's called Color Me Stress Free. I got it off of Amazon. It's like 10 bucks. It's a really cool coloring book. It's a bunch of just random designs and complex pictures that you just color, and that really helps me. I honestly bring it to work sometimes and I color in it when I'm really stressed, like on breaks and stuff. I just like color. So that really helps if you like coloring or drawing. I personally suck at drawing, so I do not draw, but drawing, coloring, those things really help. It really distracts you because you're really focused on like what you're doing and you want it to look good, so you're like really focused and you're not really thinking about what's going on. And it's like a little good getaway. And honestly, the littlest things like watching your favorite Netflix shows or trying to go hang out with your friends, playing your favorite game, like the littlest things can really help. To me, it's the little things that like matter and change my day and make my day better. It's the little things adding up that really help me. So those are some of the things that I do. But of course, the number one thing that I do recommend is BetterHelp, because what you need to do when you are feeling like you're alone, you need to know that you're not alone, and that you're here for a reason, and you're supposed to be alive, and you're supposed to be happy. And although there may be bumps on the road, you're meant to be here. And it's not your time to go. You are not supposed to end your own life. Your life is supposed to end naturally. When it ends, it ends, but you're not supposed to be the one doing it to yourself. You are supposed to live and have a future and grow up and have a good life as best as you can do. If that makes any sense. So please, if you are feeling like you need someone to talk to and you want therapy but you can't afford to go do it in person, or if you're like me and have social anxiety and I'm super shy and telling all of my feelings to someone I don't know in person was just really awkward. I felt like I couldn't really open up all the way. But if I'm doing it over text or over the phone or just online, like, I feel like I can say anything I want and no one will judge me. And that's exactly what this website does for you. So please, if you feel like you need someone to talk to, please talk to someone. Please try this website. And if you can't afford it, then talk to me, talk to your family, talk to your friends. I am always here. My DMs are always open. I check them all the time. I try to respond to all of you. I'm not like relevant, so I don't get that many DMs, so I will most likely see it. So please talk to me. Please check out this website if you are interested in it. It is really, really beneficial. It has helped so many people. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope a little backstory of my past with depression and how I got out of it helped you. Of course, my situation will be different than others. Just know that I've been there. I have been in a spot where I felt like ending my life was the best choice, but I got through it by talking to people, by doing the things that I love, by realizing that I'm only 19 years old and I have so much longer to live, and I have so much more stuff to see and so many more things to learn, and that really helps to just sit down and think about that and to talk to someone about it. I can't even tell you how much it helps. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that you learned something from it. I hope that it was beneficial to you somehow. And I love you guys, and remember that I am always here for you. You can always come to me. Make sure you talk to someone. Don't bottle up your feelings until you can't handle it anymore, because I do that all the time and it kills you. It's so much easier just to talk to someone about it, but I am just so weird and I don't like bombarding people with my problems. And I also sometimes feel like they don't care, but these people on BetterHelp, that's their job, so they do care and they will help you because they are licensed therapists. But that's besides the point. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching. Make sure to comment any video ideas that you have for me in the description below that you want to see. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I love you guys. Bye.